It's talk time.
Hello, everyone. Victoria here for Talk Time. Let me ask you something. Have you ever had to take a standardized English test like IELTS, TOEFL, TOEIC, PTE, or even the Duolingo English test? Now imagine doing that while your brain processes language differently. Imagine reading a passage where every line feels jumbled, or trying to concentrate during a 40-minute listening section when your attention keeps drifting despite your best effort. For neurotypical people, these tests are hard enough. But for people with dyslexia, ADHD, ADD, or other forms of neurodivergence, they can feel like a trap. These exams were designed to measure how well someone reads, writes, speaks, and listens in English. Sounds fair, right? But here's the problem. They assume we all read, write, speak, and listen the same way. And that assumption, it's leaving people behind. Language proficiency assessments, such as the International English Language Testing System, IELTS, Test of English as a Foreign Language, TOEFL, Test of English for International Communication, TOEIC, Pearson Test of English, PTE, and Duolingo English Test are integral tools for evaluating individuals' abilities in reading, writing, listening, and speaking in English. These standardized tests operate under the assumption that all test takers process language in a uniform manner, which can inadvertently disadvantage neurodivergent individuals, those whose neurological development and functioning differ from the typical, including conditions like dyslexia, attention deficit disorder, ADD, and attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD. This talk explores the impact of these language assessments on neurodivergent individuals compared to their neurotypical counterparts, highlighting challenges, existing accommodations, and areas necessitating further improvement. Here are some challenges faced by neurodivergent individuals. Let's talk about dyslexia first. Someone with dyslexia might be incredibly articulate, thoughtful, or even bilingual. But give them a TOEFL reading section full of dense academic texts and a ticking clock. That's when panic sets in. They're not struggling because they don't know English. They're struggling because the way they see and process words is different. Dyslexia is characterized by difficulties with accurate and/or fluent word recognition and by poor spelling and decoding abilities. Individuals with dyslexia may find reading comprehension sections of language assessments particularly challenging due to the increased time required to process written text. This can lead to incomplete sections or misinterpretation of questions, resulting in scores that do not accurately reflect their language proficiency. Moreover, writing tasks can be arduous, as spelling and organizing thoughts coherently under time constraints pose significant hurdles. Now take ADHD or ADD. The biggest challenge for these learners isn't knowledge, it's time and focus. Imagine trying to stay locked in during a long listening test. You zone out for 10 seconds, and suddenly the speakers finish the question, and you've missed your chance. Individuals with ADD and ADHD often experience difficulties with sustained attention, impulsivity, and executive functioning. In the context of standardized language tests, these challenges can manifest as trouble maintaining focus during lengthy reading passages or listening sections, leading to missed information and lower performance. The strict timing of these assessments can exacerbate anxiety and hinder the ability to demonstrate true language capabilities. Furthermore, the requirement to organize and articulate responses within limited time frames can be particularly taxing for those with ADHD, impacting performance on writing and speaking tasks. Writing tasks? Those can be torture. You've got great ideas, but organizing them under pressure? That's a whole other task. There are existing accommodations in standardized language assessments. Recognizing the diverse needs of test takers. Some organizations have implemented accommodations to support individuals with disabilities or health-related needs. TOEFL, the Educational Testing Service, ETS, which administers the TOEFL, offers various accommodations, including extended testing time, additional rest breaks, and the use of assistive technologies such as screen magnification and selectable background and foreground colors. Test takers must submit a request with appropriate documentation to access these accommodations. IELTS, the International English Language Testing System, provides special arrangements for individuals with learning difficulties such as dyslexia, ADHD, and ASD. Accommodations may include extra time, supervised breaks, separate invigilation, and the use of a computer for typing answers. Applicants are required to provide a report detailing their condition, prepared when they were age 13 or older, by a fully qualified psychologist. Despite the availability of accommodations, several limitations persist. Awareness and accessibility. Not all test takers are aware of the accommodations available, and the process to request them can be daunting and time-consuming. Improving communication about available support and simplifying the application process are essential steps toward inclusivity. Standardization of accommodations. There is a lack of uniformity in accommodations across different testing organizations. For instance, while both TOEFL and IELTS offer extended time, the criteria and extent of accommodations can vary. Standardizing accommodations across assessments would ensure equitable support for all neurodivergent individuals. Validity and fairness. Some accommodations may inadvertently alter the construct being measured, raising concerns about the validity of the test scores. Continuous research is needed to develop accommodations that provide equitable testing conditions without compromising the integrity of the assessment. And yet, when test scores come back, we say, "This number shows your English level." Essentially, it demonstrates how well your brain conforms to a specific shape. We have decades of research confirming this. Studies from the British Dyslexia Association and the National Center for Learning Disabilities highlight how traditional assessments disadvantage neurodivergent learners. And while organizations like IELTS and TOEFL do offer accommodations, extra time, quiet rooms, assistive tech, you often have to go through layers of paperwork and psychological evaluations just to access them. That's a barrier in itself. Even when accommodations are granted, they don't always create equal opportunities, because the structure of these exams is still based on neurotypical processing. So what do? We need to rethink the way we assess language skills. Here are a few ideas. Universal Design for Learning, UDL. Incorporating UDL principles in test design can make assessments more accessible to a broader range of test takers. This includes offering multiple means of representation, expression, and engagement, thereby reducing the need for specific accommodations. Individualized assessment plans. Developing personalized assessment strategies that consider the unique strengths and challenges of neurodivergent individuals can lead to more accurate evaluations of their language proficiency. Training for test administrators. Providing comprehensive training for test administrators on the needs of neurodivergent individuals can enhance the implementation of accommodations and ensure a supportive testing environment. Feedback mechanisms. Establishing channels for test takers to provide feedback on accommodations and testing experiences can inform ongoing improvements and highlight areas requiring attention. Standardized language proficiency tests play a pivotal role in academic and professional opportunities worldwide. However, The inherent design of these assessments can pose significant challenges for neurodivergent individuals, potentially hindering their ability to demonstrate true language capabilities. While existing accommodations represent a step toward inclusivity, further efforts are necessary to ensure that these assessments equitably serve all test takers. By embracing inclusive design principles, standardizing accommodations, and fostering awareness, testing organizations can create environments that recognize and support the diverse ways individuals process and express language. Let's stop forcing every brain to fit the same test. Let's start building tests that fit real brains, all kinds. That's how we make language learning fair, accessible, and truly global. This is Victoria for Talk Time. Let me know if you want to talk about this topic or any other topic in Talk Time and think outside the box. A deep dive. The details are in the description box below. Thank you for your time.